Hello, everyone. This is Saul Moroney from Johannesburg, South Africa, and thank you so much for joining me on my show today, and thank you so much for opening up my emails and coming along with me on my email and my internet journey. And today I'm very excited to have on the call an amazing young 21-year-old guy who's just doing so brilliantly well, and that's Phil Steptoe. So, Phil, thank you so much for coming onto the call. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks a lot for having me, Saul. It's great to be here.
Oh, great, wonderful. Well, guys, listen, Phil is one of the first guys that ever noticed me and took an interest in me. And he is 21, just doing unbelievably well. And Phil's got a really awesome brand new product it's called Open Rate Explosion, how to get your emails opened and how to really be taken notice of in the email box. Because as you know, these days, the open rates are down and a lot of people are suffering because of that. But Phil, we'll come to your product in a moment. First, I'd like to just talk to you a little bit about your amazing journey. And how long have you been doing internet marketing for?
Well, I actually started several years ago, and I can actually trace my internet marketing journey way back to being a young kid. I was always fascinated by computers. I was always on a computer. I was always building computers. I was kind of the kid that my parents were yelling at me to get off the computer. So I was always fascinated by the idea of being able to make a living from the internet. And I first started when I was really, really young. I found survey sites, and I discovered the idea of being able to make a few bucks from doing surveys, and that just blew my mind. I was, probably in the 8 to 12-year-old range when I was really doing that, and I made a few dollars from it, and it kind of blew my mind. But I didn't really think anything of it at the time until several years later. But in high school, I discovered what SEO was, and I started doing some blogging. And I built this blog, and it didn't really take off at all. It just kind of flopped. It was a personal thing, but it got me to discover the Warrior Forum, and it got me to discover, what SEO is, and guys like Michael Long and all of their crew there with SEO. So that was really the beginning for me, and I eventually built a website that took off several years ago. It started out under the name Share My Website, but it ended up being the name Discussable. But we got massive publicity. It was kind of a viral marketing thing. It took off, and basically what it was is it was a website that rewarded people for talking from all over the world, from no matter what it was, whether it was sports to news. It was constantly this busy community of people talking about the latest things, and it would reward people for that. And we had Google AdSense, which was probably not a very good idea. And we were running off of AdSense, and we were doing very well. We were, being able to definitely maintain, but eventually we were closed down by AdSense for some terms of service breach, just like many other marketers have experienced. And that was kind of the end of that. So what happened at that point is I came back to the Warrior Forum, and I realized that, this is a really, really kind of serious situation. I had just been out of a job. I was a security officer. I was working a graveyard shift, 12 to 14-hour days, 5 days a week, and it was a bit rough on me. But I lost my job, and I was trying to maintain to go on to college, and I realized that if I didn't have something soon that was more significant than just a job, I would not be able to continue school. And that was a very scary idea to me because, the kind of family background I come from, and just my personal goals and my personal expectations, college was a very necessary thing. And later on, I ended up doing so well that I actually dropped out of college, not because I couldn't do it, but because I was kind of bored and my financial situation didn't really make it a requirement. And I hope that someday, anybody who's listening out there who wants to do the same can say that, because it is a very powerful thing. But that's basically my story, without taking up too much of your time, Saul.
Wow, so that is quite a story. So you almost came full circle, that you started off and then life happened, and you got I guess the AdSense, and it's a big lesson that we all learn, is that when you put your control into like Google Ads or even SEO, it's very dangerous because their terms of services change all the time. But from there, you came back, and then when did you start really going into product creation?
Well, I started actually in the health niche. I started with self-help and self-development kind of things. A little over about a year and a half ago, I started doing products, and I was selling ebooks. I started doing Amazon Kindle, and that's where I really started to realize that product creation is the way to build yourself a really sustainable and powerful business on the internet. Um, Nothing beats it as far as I'm concerned. There's absolutely nothing out there that has, in my eyes, proved itself to be a better business model. It allows you to, really start small without having any money. I had $5 in my pocket when I first started online. I couldn't even afford my internet bill. I had to go to a public library to launch my first product, and it saved me. So anybody can do this. Anybody, can start in product creation, and that's why I love it. And it is absolutely the best model. So, but that started about a year and a half ago. Yeah.
Well, so it's a year and a half ago, and I think I met you in about August last year, and so much has changed even like since I met you, just in terms that there's a whole lot of new players and the market's interesting and it's changing all the time. And we were even discussing earlier that there are new people coming in and out all the time, and your product that you're going to be launching now, I think it's just so very interesting that it's called Open Rate Explosion. How did you come up with this idea for this brand new product?
Open Rate Sniper, but
Open Rate Sniper, exactly. Open Rate Sniper. How did you come up with such a with this idea? And I think it is really just so timely.
well, I think that first of all, you're absolutely correct, and that's a really brilliant thing you just said. That the market's always changing. There's constantly new people coming in. There's always new issues that pop up, and there's new solutions that need to be made for that. And I basically came to the realization recently in my career that having a list is not enough. You need to know how to maintain that list. You need to know how to get them to love you, how to get them to open your emails. And I actually, as an upsell in the product, there's Click Rate Sniper, which teaches how to get more clicks as well. But there are certain instant ways out there that people don't understand that they can instantly improve your open rate. And actually, that's something that's a permanent change. Once you train your list to open your emails, they will always open your emails. So it's a matter of changing their mindset of how much value they receive in the email, as well as some other changes that I also suggest inside the product as well. So it's something that a lot of marketers have been struggling with. I actually struggled with myself. There was a point in time where I had a list that I was barely getting a 6 to 7% open rate, which is pretty bad. And I realized that this was going to kill my career if I did not do something about it, if I did not come up with a solution. And I'm sharing that in Open Rate Sniper with all of you.
Brilliant. Well, Open Rate Sniper, guys, as you can hear, there's a lot of different products coming out all the time. There's like CPA products, and then there's list building, and of course, everyone tells you that the money's in the list, and that is correct. But if you build a list full and no one's opening up your emails, you're wasting your time. And I've experienced that, you've experienced that, and eventually, even sometimes a list dies. But you're teaching us now how to, as you say, to train your list. I've been through your product and I've already started to implement it. I'm very excited. And I remember even, I think it was late last year, we were speaking on Facebook, and you gave me one small idea. And, you said that everyone, their favorite word is their name. And if you add their name in the email, it really makes a massive difference. And guys, as Phil's saying, is that if you can build a list, and you can even have a buyer's list, but I've had it, and I'm sure you've had it, Phil. If you're only getting like 7 or 12% open rate, it's really it's not a nice feeling, and at the same time, like the way that you are going, and you're closing big coaching clients, it's basically just a mind shift, because would you agree that a lot of the time, because this market is so busy, and because there are so many new people coming in, sometimes it's the blind leading the blind. And I'm saying, what I've seen in your product now, I've bought a lot of WSOs, maybe 50, and I haven't seen anyone talk about anything that you've been talking about. So how have you been able to just get ahead of the crowd? Because as I say, no one's actually talking about this, which is ridiculous.
Well, one thing that I can tell, a newbie marketer, somebody starting out online, is that just because someone's successful does not mean that they're doing things properly. You can have a lot of luck with things. You can have, kind of a chance occasion of closing, a big ticket sale or doing really well on a launch, but that doesn't mean that what they're doing is sustainable, and what they're doing is right. So I always tell people, it's like the quote, just take the path that is untaken and form your own path. And that's really the way that you're going to be in business, how you're going to be successful is by making your own road. It goes right back to what you just mentioned earlier with SEO and Google Ads and Amazon. You're putting your entire business into someone else's hands, and that's a very dangerous kind of thing. So, like I always say, take your own road, and don't model off of other people. Do your own unique thing. Be your own unique person. That is probably the most valuable thing I could ever tell you. If you're just starting out online as a young entrepreneur.
Well, so you're saying take your own road and form your own brand almost, and at the same time, get the products, but get products and make sure that you go through them. And as I say, really, no one's actually even talked about this, and it's so important. And I mean, you've had like different mentors, and you've invested so much in yourself in such a short period of time. For anyone that's watching this and really wants to get to the next level and wants to be able to have a good 2015 compared to even the year that they had last year, what sort of advice do you give to people just in order not to get caught up in all the information overload and all the noise that there is out there every single day?
Well, I would say that it's almost mandatory nowadays to have a mentor. I mean, I've had several myself. You've coached several students to success yourself, Saul. You've done very well as a mentor. You guys, get with Saul, get with somebody. Get a mentor. You need to have someone to show you the ropes. No one can be a self-taught brain surgeon. That's what I was always told. It is a very, very important thing to have a mentor. So get yourself a mentor. Get yourself a plan. Write down in 7 sentences where will you be next year? What will you be doing? What will you be selling? You guys need to understand that you need to be selling something in order to make money, whether it's your time, a service, a product. So, get yourself a plan for that. That could be a very overwhelming thing to think about without a plan. So, a plan is very important as well. And like I just said, to be your own person, to be unique, you will stand out in the marketplace and you will make so much more money by being your own person and going down your own road and not following, hot trends, because it's like myself, I didn't follow CPA, I didn't follow video, I went with email marketing, which is not a super, super, super popular thing nowadays like it used to be. But it's made me into my own marketer, and then now I have people that are coming to me that have issues with email marketing, and it's starting to come back. And now I'm seeing all sorts of boom in my business, and it's a wonderful feeling being able to help others like that. So
Oh yeah, so
be your
I
own
think it's
person for
incredible.
sure.
Thank you. I think it's a amazing points that you put there. First of all, like, there's absolutely no star athlete in the world that his own trainer. They all have trainers, and they all have people that help them get to that level. And I'm sure that those guys as well, there's a lot of competition in any field, and competition's good. But at the same time, like what I'm doing, Phil, is that I have got my primary email address for maybe like 3 marketers. You one of them. There's 1 or 2 others that I enjoy their emails. The rest go to like my Gmail account. At the same time, I plan out my day for the next day, and I'm speaking to guys all the time. And yeah, we're taking this business seriously, as you say. It's like even when you were doing your, it wasn't your favorite job, which was to be a security guard, but you were on a shift, and that even that as a business was running properly. And guys, if you want to make a living, you got to run your business like a business, and if you run like a hobby, you're going to be paid like a hobby. And what Phil is saying also is that there's absolutely no doubt is that email marketing is way, way, way more profitable than any social marketing. People make money from email marketing, and everyone checks their emails. And the thing is that if you become that person, like when Phil sends me an email, and there are other guys, for example, even like Michael Cheney and Phil, and there's like 1 or 2 other guys that I look forward to their emails, and you can train someone your clients to look forward to it and to open it up. And I think that exactly what you're saying, Phil, and I really mean this, is that your course, I went through it in the last few days and it blew my mind, is that, it's guys, this isn't the most sexy thing in the world, but this is the core of your business. If you don't, if you're not paying for your hosting each month, your websites are going to be down. Exactly what Phil said as well, and it's important that you catch that, is that you have to have buy buttons and you have to be selling. If you're not selling, like Phil, I know for me, if I don't email out, I don't make sales that day. But basically, I may have one or two videos that are highly ranked, but if I don't mail, I don't make money. When I mail, every single time I mail, I make money. And I think that your product, without a doubt, is going to help me to get my emails opened. I've had times, as I say, where I built up a list and that people are not opening. And at the same time, it's basically like it is a relationship. It's just a different sort of relationship that clients need to be able to be trained to open up the emails, to respect you for what you're saying. And I think that what's important is that your course has got the basics, it's got the whole structure, but then what you're saying, and you said earlier, is that then the responsibility lies on us to add our own flavor and our own voice. So I'd like to ask you quickly about that. How important is it for us to email in our own voice? Because I know your emails, they all basically come in your voice and they've got your feel. And sometimes even for a launch, you can tell if a guy's taken a swipe, or you can tell even if someone's copied another person's email. It's just so important to develop our own voice. And do you agree then that also creates almost like a tribe and people that look forward to buying from you?
Absolutely, and that's what Seth Godin always said, was create your tribe. And it's very important to do that and to have your own voice, because the key to marketing, as I said earlier, is to stand out in the marketplace. So if you don't have your own voice, you're really putting yourself into a bad situation. You're blending in. You're causing what they call email blindness. If you ever have been in advertising or Google Ads or anything like that, you'll be familiar with banner blindness, ad blindness. So people are actually blind to something. They see it so much, and it doesn't interest them enough. It's not what Seth Godin calls a purple cow, which is something that stands out so much, and it's very unique. So that's the biggest thing I can tell people. And the other side of it is that when you have your own kind of voice, you're going to attract people emotionally. You're going to cause an emotional response from people when your actual emails go out there, and that's the most important thing, is to cause an emotional reaction. That shows your marketing is working. Obviously, don't use things like profanity to stir emotion. That's not a good kind of emotion. Things that cause laughter, that are entertaining. People love that kind of stuff. People love memes. People love everything like that. I saw Matt Rowe. I don't know if you know who he is from the Word of Matt. He's a great email marketer. I've been following him very closely, and he recently put out an email with the subject line, "I kissed a girl and I liked it." And I first saw that in my email box, and I was like, what the heck is this? And then I realized it was him, and it was this amazing kind of little story that started it off, and I was just such a fan of that, because that caught my attention so much. That was so important. It's really kind of put me into a whole mindset of going into unconventional headlines.
I've seen your headlines have been interesting, and also it's similar to just exactly what we're saying, is that I think that I think a lot of people actually come to Facebook as well, because almost I think that they're sort of lonely, and I think that they're also looking for a bit of a boost, and they're also looking, maybe they're going to see something that can make them money. And I think it's exactly the same with our emails. I actually went to see the dentist this week, and he made me wait for about 20 minutes. And what did I do? I looked at my emails, and I read a few emails as well. And people are looking for entertainment, and they're looking just to be communicated with. And I also believe, and you taught me that, especially with your other products that you put out, is that you've never had products that sit on the back burner for years. You put your products out, and you've got different stuff to sell out there. And so many people they also they just get carried away with never moving from a buyer's mindset to a seller's mindset. And I think that once like I know for myself, is that once I've got my mind around list building, which I'm doing, and then open rates, then you're pretty much set to go. Like of course, CPA is a way to make money, and I have been doing some CPA. I'm actually starting to make a little bit of money with it, but nothing's going to ever replace email marketing, and it's just really exciting. So, Phil, I really appreciate you taking your time to come and speak to me today. Let's go over the exact time so that people know when your product is launching.
All right, we have Open Rate Snipers coming out February 27th, this Friday. It is going to be an early bird at 10 a.m. and it goes really live at 11 a.m. So the 10 a.m. you're going to get a $7 price. You're going to get $2.90 off the top price, and there will also be a discount coupon. Watch out for that as well. That will be going around is just kind of a thank you to all the people who have been waiting for this product for this amount of time. So the 27th, guys, 10 a.m. early bird special. Do not miss it unless you want to have to pay full price. You will also get my 2 bonuses. One of them will teach you how to build a list, and the other one will actually teach you how to build a list as well. But it is a little bit more of an unconventional thing that Saul and I use all the time. So it's a very powerful bonus. Both of those are. So definitely be there at 10 a.m. sharp. Get your discount and get in early. Get that early access. Definitely recommend that.
That's it, guys. So this Friday, I have been through this report. It actually blew my mind away, and you're going to be getting 4 bonuses from me as well. So you're going to see that there'll be links, and there'll be a link to the right, there'll be a link below, and there'll be an annotation on this video. And you're probably going to be watching this video the day before the launch. So just get ready. And Phil, congratulations. As I say, I just wish you all the best of luck going forward. I'll be looking out for your up and coming products. And such a young guy, you've always been so good to me, and I appreciate you speaking to me on the phone today. And guys, this has been Saul Moroney from Johannesburg, South Africa. Look at Phil. I mean, a normal guy. He was a security guard, and he's made such a lot out of himself in such a short period of time. And for me as well, my birthday is coming up in 3 weeks' time. I'm turning 38 years old, and I must be one of the few guys in South Africa that earn dollars daily, that have colleagues and wonderful people like Phil all over from America and from all over the world that I speak to. And the internet makes it possible, but the only way the internet's going to make it possible, and no matter what anyone says, is email marketing. Because even when you have your product launches, which you will have, and you come out with your own products, you have to follow up with the people with the email marketing. And if there's one thing that you should perfect, it should certainly be email marketing. So guys, Saul Moroney from Johannesburg, South Africa, and Phil, thank you very, very much for your time, and we're going to be supporting you on the launch. I really look very forward to that, my friend.
All right, thanks a lot for your time, Saul. It's been great to provide value to you guys today. And remember, this is for everyone. This is for anybody who's in CPA. If you're in offline, no matter where you are, you need to know how to get people on a list to respond to you. Having a list is not enough.
Yeah,
so thanks a lot for your time, Saul.
Exactly. Having a list can never be overrated, but having the right list is the key.
Absolutely.
And the right list of people that open up your emails. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. Take action, succeed, and we'll speak to you again soon. Thank you.